Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Free Hammers. It's Luke here. I hope you're all well. I hope you enjoyed yesterday. What a fantastic performance that was yesterday. It really was. It was a nice way to sign off the last home game of the season. You know, after a wonderful week really as a West Ham fan. You know, we confirmed our safety mathematically, got ourselves into a European final, and yeah, capped off the last home game. Made a few changes, Moyes. You know, not major changes. It just Fornals came in for Benny, who was apparently carrying a little bit of a knock. Soufal came in at right back, and Emerson came in at left back. We started okay. We you know, we was pressing well, we was passing the ball nicely, but then Leeds did take the lead. Long throw in, something that we know, you know, loads about this season. Keep losing to them long throws, which is something we need to sort out as a team. You know, it's something we really need to improve on. If there's some sort of coaching that needs to happen, it's the fact that we've got to learn how to defend long throws. Great finish though from Rodrigo, I can't deny that. Like, he hit it so sweetly. There was no chance Fabianski could do anything with that. It was a really good goal. And at that point, you know, we could have easily been guilty of switching off and, you know, gone into a mode where we just relax and think, oh, last game of the season, no one wants to get injured before the massive final in a couple of weeks. But we didn't. We started playing some lovely football. Some of the stuff between Fornals and Paqueta was just, you know, beautiful to see. Zuma got caught a few times before we did score. He did come off at half time, so I'm just going to talk about him before the goals. Looks precautionary, you know, don't look nothing major. By all accounts, he was walking around at the end of the game doing the lap up on him and stuff, so it doesn't look anything major. And he's got 2 weeks to, you know, get himself back to his fitness, because we do need it for that final. Our goal came from a lovely little play between Bowen and Fornals. Lovely ball from Fornals. This is the class that man has got when he's confident and he's, you know, and he's on it and things are coming off for him. The pass he played to Bowen was just exquisite, just world-class pass. Kevin De Bruyne does that. Listen, that's all over Twitter, that pass. Then Bowen gets it, crosses the ball to the back post. Rice, very clever finish, volleyed it to the floor, and 1-1. Listen, people keep reading into it like, was he really emotional with a goal? Was it just a typical Rice celebration? I know, listen, until it happens, he's a West Ham player. I think he is going, I do think he is, but until it happens, we wait and see. But yeah, good goal. After that, you know, we peppered for a long time. There was, you know, points where players were getting put through, and just maybe slightly overplaying. We had a few headers. They didn't really do much. The only one I sort of remember was one time they got through, and Fabianski pulled off a save, and then there was a blocked tackle at one point. Apart from that, they didn't offer much. Second goal came. Nice to see as well. Danny Ings played the ball into Bowen's feet, a good little reverse pass, and Bowen slotted in the finish with the outside of his boot. A really good goal. 2-1. There was only ever going to be one winner at that point. They didn't look like a team that fighting. They didn't look like a team that, you know, knew that this was sort of a massive chance for them to, you know, get themselves out of trouble. They just completely, I don't know, they lacked any quality. They weren't pressing us. Weren't even putting any naughty tackles in. You know, when Paqueta was doing his magic, his flicks, tricks, roulettes, and, you know, little step overs here and there. You know, in that situation, you want someone to absolutely go. You want him to go through him. If there's a West Ham player, like, go through this geezer. Who's he trying to mug off? But as a West Ham fan, I'm sitting there going, oh, every couple of minutes that he's doing these tricks. And then the third goal was a real emotional one for me. Manu is a player that I know most channels and most West Ham fans, you know, we absolutely love Manuel Lanzini. Paul's favourite player for years. One of my favourite players. Just a wonderful player. Again, it's always going to be with him, tarnished by that injury. You know, he was well on to go to the World Cup with Messi a couple of years ago. or 4 years ago it would have been, and then he did his cruciate, which definitely stalled his development. Still in that time he scored some wonderful goals. You know, how many wonderful goals has this man scored? He scored the Tottenham goal, obviously, with the 3-3. Scored the Tottenham goal that sort of, you know, the night they effed it up, as we sing, at the London Stadium. He scored that wonderful goal against Crystal Palace at their ground, you know, with the left, right, and then in. That was a beautiful goal. His goal yesterday was a good goal. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But yeah, this is a man that, yeah, I'm going to miss him. Very, very good player, very good technically. You know, he's been a good servant. You know, he hasn't moaned, as Ryan said on West Ham Fan TV. You know, he's put his shift in and done what he's had to do. But yeah, the goal, Lucas Paqueta, all the credit. You know, he just cuts in on that bar line, steps over one, looks like he's lost his foot, steps back in, and then with his other foot was able to play it into the feet of Lanzini, who smashes it in for his, you know, probably will be his last ever goal unless he scores in a final or scores next week against Leicester. Yeah, beautiful way for him to sign off. And like I say, wonderful player, wonderful technical player. Yeah, and it's just a shame that, yeah, he's not been used. I think he's, to be fair to him as well, I think he's been an underused sub. I think he could have done some stuff for us this year. Not as a starter, but definitely, you know, coming off the bench as a goal threat. He's always had that about him, you know, and we'll miss his London derby goes. So yeah, good luck to you, Manu, if you are to leave the club. Yeah, so 3-1 win. We can, if there, I think it's a 6-goal swing. We win our game and Chelsea lose the last 2 games. They've got to play Manchester United and Newcastle. I think Chelsea have got to play. We could finish above them if they got, because I was hoping they'd get smashed yesterday, which they didn't. I think it was only 1-0 City, weren't it? I was hoping, you know, if it's a 4-0, you know, they could easily lose a couple of goals against Man United and Newcastle, and we could overtake them, which would be hilarious. But yeah, it wasn't to be. Just to finish this video, if you have made it this far, if not, I might do another video on this just in case you haven't made it this far. Before the game, there was a little bit about the Qatari potential takeover. Obviously, you know, it was in the Sun, and I think it actually originated from a French newspaper called La Paz, saying that if they can't be successful with the Manchester United takeover, because it looks like Jim Ratcliffe is the favourite, the Qataris potentially would look at West Ham. Listen, I think it's a load of rubbish, but if there's any truth in it, we could be in for our wildest dreams ever, if there was any truth in it. And that's why I don't think it's true, because West Ham always, their dreams are hiding, you know, fortune's always hiding and all that, and I just don't think we're that lucky. I don't think we're that lucky, because what that would mean to West Ham if we were to be taken over by these guys, Declan Rice would stay, in my opinion, because they'd go big. They'd go big in the transfer window. They'd show him ambition, and he'd probably go to him, look, give me a year. Let's do this, do that, and then we could potentially do sort of what a Newcastle's done. And that's why I don't think it happened, because we just don't get that luck, guys, as West Ham fans. We don't. It seems like we're never meant to get that luck. But we'll wait and see. I can see why we're an attractive proposition. The land alone around the Stratford Olympic Park is worth an absolute fortune. The fact that we could win a trophy in 2 weeks' time, you know, we're a highlight club. You know, I remember always saying that when we first moved to London Stadium, before all the problems were leaked, that was our time that we should have went big, because, you know, that was one time. This could be another time. If we win that cup, we're a attractive proposition for a player, for a takeover, because you have all that marketing. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching, as always. I hope you have a great week. Enjoy it, you know, start getting them nerves and getting that excitement for that final. Got an exciting couple of weeks. Hopefully we can do Leicester as well and really sign off in fashion at the weekend. Until next time, guys, let me know what you think about the game. My man of the match, there's no doubt about it, Lucas Paqueta. Absolutely outrageous, and he's going to be a superstar for us next season. Come on, you Irons, let's go.